Fear. My life has been bound to this four-letter word for as long as I can remember. I'd managed to take some leaps of faith over the course of my seemingly never-ending pursuit of courage, only to end back up where I started every time I got thrown over the edge. Growing up, I did almost everything out of fear. Good grades, honor roll, even music at some point, making friends, not standing up to my bullies and abusers, name it. My longing for the approval of people I cared about took away my power and right to long-term independence. I would be independent for a while, but it won't be long before something comes up to push me back into my shell and further down into the depths each time. Little did I know, my mental health had suffered longer than I care to admit. So every time a relapse presented itself in the ugliest way and form, everything I worked hard for a certain period of time to fix and rebuild would crumble like dirt in front of me. And for so long, I didn't see how impossible it was, still is, for me to be physically and emotionally independent. Fear has become my comfort zone. I cannot function without fear. And I know healthy fear is acceptable and even beneficial for growth and success. But I always get an extra dose, just enough to paralyze my body so that I keep going back to square one, never getting to where I want and need to be. My fear has grown into the size of a person big enough to make my decisions for me. My fear has become me. To say that I'm scared to trust people is an understatement, I guess. Because every time I give, I'm left with nothing but broken pieces of the image I imagined my relationships with others could have been like. All the while, I'm fully aware that no relationship is perfect, because as a child, life made sure I knew that from the dysfunctional relationships in my environment. But why blame anything on that? We are taught by woke people and experts not to bring our past into the present and future. Instead, we are taught to let go and move on, and worse, to forget. But the truth is, I needed my understanding of my past to deconstruct this cycle of giving up before trying, of holding on to familiar people and things that are hurting me, of never trusting again once I've let go, and the list goes on. It can all be attributed to fear. And thanks to another F word, this fear had been crippling me in my dreams. Failure. Because growing up, I believed that failure always equaled loss, weakness, or pain affecting me and those I love. I never learned to wrap my mind around anything that threatened to fail. So when anything I did actually failed, it would be another relapse into not only a long, tragic, depressive episode involving many days or weeks of band-aid treatment, but worse, an excruciatingly long period of wallowing in regrets and what-ifs, which, in that time and space, never ends. Do you know how hard it is to know the cause and effect of something? To know the answer and not be physically, emotionally, and mentally equipped to make it work? That's my kind of fear. That's the negative byproduct of failure and a traumatic past. I know it's not too late. I know the only way out is through. I know all these wise things in theory. A college professor once told me my problem is a lack of application. And it's probably true. Because once fear has become your master, it takes a lot of practice, patience, and hard work to dethrone it. To finally be able to tell it to F itself or take a hike or something. To finally be able to use it to my advantage, not the other way around. Until then, this monster that won't get out of the room it created in my head and won't pay rent or help to pay my bills. Your brilliantly dangerous game.